This episode is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. It's a special thing to be a member of Navy Federal because they are a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union that invests in its members with amazing rates and low fees. That's why members could earn and save more every year. Plus, they serve all branches of the armed forces, veterans, and their families. So if you're interested in becoming a member, learn more at NavyFederal.org. At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
It's time. Time to get credit for the work you've done. Time to get the recognition you deserve. With Purdue Global, you can move forward in your career, for your family, and for yourself. You're worth the investment in yourself to earn a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will respect. Purdue's online university is designed to support working adults like you who know it's never too late to accomplish your goals. It's never too late to make a comeback. It's time to start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
Episode 183 is episode 85, Side Hustles to Make a Quick $300.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Welcome to Frugal Friends podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Jill.
And we are celebrating the doors being open to Club BFF by replaying this episode about side hustles, where you can make $300 quickly, even if you don't have a lot of time, because conveniently, that's around the cost of the annual membership.
Oh, I like how you did that, Jen.
Thank you.
It's a good episode. It's a good club to be a part of. So before we get into it, let's talk sponsors.
Sponsors.
You guessed it. Club BFF.
Woo.
If you love Frugal Friends and you found yourself saying, I wish I could have more of the support, encouragement, community, actionable steps for life change, we've heard you. We've designed Club BFF for you. And for us too, let's be real. It's a membership community where we will be doing and have been doing group challenges in different areas of our spending. And you can connect with other like-minded people to form small accountability groups because we love community. By the end of 1 year with us, our goal is that your spending will be totally transformed, even if you already consider yourself to be pretty frugal. So if this is something you're interested in, you can find more info at frugalfriendspodcast.com/BFF. Don't wait. Doors close October 24th, which is Sunday night in 2 days. We don't have this revolving door of joining Club BFF. We open it before each challenge and then we close it so that we don't have a bunch of people diving in mid-challenge. So if you're in any way considering this, now's your time until October 24th.
Absolutely. This episode is also brought to you by Accountability. Accountability wants you to know that we are designed for connection, that if you don't have people in your life who not just support you, but are on the journey with you, it becomes 10 times harder to meet your goals. Accountability is not just about tattletaling or purchase shaming. It is a catalyst for growth. So if you want more accountability in your life, then definitely check out Club BFF. We are super passionate. This is a passion project for us. We are so in love with this group and all of our members. So we want you to be part of the group with us. frugalfriendspodcast.com/BFF.
Awesome.
Yes.
And in the meantime, let's learn how to make a quick 300 with those side hustles.
Yes. If that is one of your hesitations to joining, we want that to take that off the table. Figure out something you could do for a season to do this and come join us. This episode is all about side hustles for those people who have an hour or less. You don't need more than 1 hour to make money doing any of the side hustles we are talking about today. And to prove it to you, our first article is actually titled 1 hour side hustles for the time constrained.
Yes. So the first one on this list is walk dogs Obviously, you have to like dogs to do this one. But here's the places where you can easily find clients to walk their dogs. Wag and Rover. We've got a friend, Greg, who uses Rover, walks dogs through that, does it. And Rover, there's all kinds of different pet care options. Dog walking is one of them, but also just watching a dog, which might include house sitting. So if you've got more than an hour, this is great too. But he's, because of that, been able to combine it with just working from home or Saturday activities or whatever. So exercise. So Wag or Rover. And again, we'll have this article linked in the show notes. Those are some great apps that you can download to be able to make. They pay about $12 per half hour walk and $18 per hour for walking a dog. So
yeah, definitely.
a little bit of side cash.
Yeah. The girl they mentioned in the article uses her lunch hour to do it. So get outside, escape the office, make some money. Another one is charging scooters. So if your city has Bird or Lime scooters, you can get about $5 to $20 per scooter to take them home, plug them in, and quote unquote re-nest them to set locations. So this is something you can pick them up when you've got a little free time and bring them home. You can do it while it's on your commute home, charge them overnight, and then bring them back in your morning commute. So not a lot of time investment there.
Those scooters are amazing too. The cities that we've been to that have them are so fun. And I recently heard about this, that you can charge them and make money. I think some people will bring batteries and kind of just hang out on the corner and charge them. Like,
yeah, they send you chargers. Yeah, Bird and Lime will send you chargers to start out with.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're just driving around, that's worth it to think about doing.
This is especially good if you have like a truck or a minivan or an SUV. Yeah. You can get a lot more scooters.
That's a whole lot more money than I even thought. $5 to $20 per scooter. That's really great. Manage social media. So there are tons of people out there looking for virtual assistants, people who will post to their Instagram, to their Facebook, to keep up their company brand and image, particularly for companies that don't have a lot of, if I could say it this way, millennials who this is like second nature of posting to social media. There is money in this. So, looking online for virtual assistant positions or social media, posting to those platforms.
And I'll say that you don't even have to be good with social media, because you can find VA positions just to sift through people's emails. Like the pastor at our church got a VA so that he could have somebody not within the church sift through emails that he should be answering or don't need to be answering. So the person can be impartial. And there are plenty of ways to find VA positions, but Belay and Worldwide 101, they can find them for you. This next one I had no idea was a side hustle, but it's so smart. It's drive kids home from school.
Yeah, when I read this, I was like, oh.
Right?
I hope this is legit.
I know, but there are a few different websites. So RideZoom, Kango, and Hop Skip Drive. And all of this, I forgot to mention, is on sidehustle.com. So side hustle without the T. This is a fantastic website for side hustlers. They have a great quiz that's at the menu bar of their website where you can explore your personality and what you're interested in and the side hustles that align with it. So definitely visit sidehustle.com, no T. But yeah, they found these companies that you can sign up for, and moms or dads can pay you $20 to $35 per hour to be picking up kids from school. You have to cover your own gas and insurance and auto, whatever. But if you're in the right neighborhood and have time during that hour, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then teaching music. So if you happen to have a musical talent, oboe, clarinet, violin, piano, guitar,
Tuba.
you name it, you can sign up with these different online platforms. There's one called Take Lessons. Another one is called Lesson Face. So both sites allow you to set your own rates, and then you take a portion. Obviously, you pay them a portion for hosting and connecting you with students. But it's a great way to be able to make some money online teaching music if that's a skill of yours.
Yeah. And I think the value of these websites is that you can make money in less than an hour and you don't have to spend a lot of time looking for clients. They are coming to you. And yes, you're paying a price to do that, but it's worth it if you don't have a lot of time. So I love that there's so many websites that offer so many things for people to take lessons and also to offer their experience. I love the internet. And then the last one on this list is to tutor. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard of VIP Kid, but there are other websites too. So Wyzant with a Y, Varsity Tutors, or Chelsea International Education are other places that will, you can earn $15 to $50 per hour tutoring students.
That's great.
So it says that Chelsea International pays the best, but it has the most stringent requirements too. So it usually favors working teachers who have been life screened and thoroughly background checked. I don't know what life screened is.
Yeah, that sounds intense.
Right? But if you are a teacher and you want to make a little extra money, then or have a teaching background, then tutoring is definitely something you can do. You don't have to just teach English at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I've heard great things about VIP Kid. It is an actual company that pays real money. I've got friends who work for them and they really like it. But that is specifically teaching English. Whereas these other ones open the door for more of teaching anything and everything. Like this article says, anything from algebra to Spanish. If you've got knowledge or skill in a certain area, this could be the one for you.
Yeah. So definitely we'll have the link to this on our show notes, but sidehustle.com, really thorough reviews of a bunch of side hustles, over 300.
So great.
Yeah. Our next article is for people with essentially no time. So you don't even have an hour to go pick up scooters and bring them home. Yeah. You got nothing. So we found this article from vitaldollar.com, 20 things you can rent out for extra money. So these are things you already got, you're not using because you're doing different things. You can rent them out and make some money off of it almost passively. What did you like on this list, Jill? Because there's 20 of them.
Oh, gosh. Well, there's so many. The one that stood out to me at first was just office space. If you've got space in your home or other building on your property that could be used as an office or a meeting room or a remote work type place, rent it out. So there's different ways that you can do this. There's a website called Liquid Space, another one called Desk Time, another one called Share Desk, all of which would connect you with people who are looking for spaces to rent, to work out of, or host a meeting. I mean, it's what Eric and I are doing literally right now. We've rented a building, but specifically for office space. So it's not to live in. We're not trying to run crazy businesses out of here. We're not setting up a shop, but we needed a place to work from. And there's a lot of people, I think, as remote work is growing more and more, people are realizing, I don't just want to be stuck in my home all day, or I don't have a great spot in my home. I've got kids or I've got other things happening at my house. I need to be able to get out, be in a different space, maybe even connect with other people. So having some space, if you can get creative, I love this idea that people are looking for office space. What about you?
I liked renting out your house or space for events. So I think we take for granted that Airbnb or VRBO is the only way you can make use of extra space in your house. And it is a great way. We talked about it in our house hacking episode. But you can also rent out like rooms or living room or something for filming, photo shoots, parties, and other types of events. And it doesn't mean you have to have like a meticulously kept home. Some people are just looking for, they're out of town, they're staying with their family or something, and maybe they need a cheap space to just escape. So different places you can list your house or property is Locations Hub, Set Scouter, that's specifically for like productions, like music videos and commercials and stuff. Gigster, another one for filming or to host a party. Peerspace, this one's more wider variety. Splacer, that's an interesting name. And then This Open Space. So if you've got a good looking space at your home, but you don't want people staying there overnight, list it for some filming or something.
Yeah.
It's not just like LA type filming, like commercials, B-roll, all types of things need to be filmed. So don't think just because you don't live in LA or New York, nobody's going to want to film in your space.
Again, more space options, but it's more creative than just renting a room for someone to sleep in. If you don't even have that, storage space. So think attic space, think extra garage space, think if you've got barn or even a little bit of land. There are people who are looking to store RVs, trailers, cars, boats, even if they can just put it on your lawn outside. Sometimes people don't have the space for that. I mean, at least up in PA, you'll see through the winter people storing their boats at boat sales facilities or storage facilities outside with a tarp on them. But you could undercut those costs for people by charging a little bit less and just letting them park their boat or RV behind your house for a monthly cost. There are some websites, again, that will connect you with people who are looking for spaces like this if you have this kind of space. So Stow It, they specialize in vehicle storage. So if you do have a space like a garage, barn, land for cars, trailers, RVs, Stow It would be your platform. There's Store at My House. So it's like the Airbnb of self-storage. So maybe people more so with their boxes of knickknacks. And then Neighbor is another website where it's more just kind of like peer-to-peer storage rentals.
Yeah. And like Jill said, like sometimes this is just like winter storage or summer storage. It's not like you're going to be hosting these people's stuff for the rest of your life. And then they're going to forget about it. And you're going to be like, how do I get this off my property? Like this is monthly and it's usually for a short period of time. Yep. Another one I really love is parking space. So if you live near a sporting arena of the sports, if you live somewhere where they do the sports nearby,
sports,
or somewhere where there are events that people want to park at for money, you can sell parking space. Or maybe it's not even like sports or events. Maybe it's just, again, somebody needs to park their car for the winter. This is great. So ParkX is a U.S. company. So our Spot and SpotPog. We went to Washington, D.C., and you guys drove down. And we were wondering where you were going to park your car because everything nearby was permit parking. And we just needed that for a week. So that's like another reason people will need that. UK listeners can use Just Park or Your Parking Space. So I love this idea. The Super Bowl is coming to our city next year or in 2 years. And I am thinking about renting out our whole house, but maybe even some parking in the backyard. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So, buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So, how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing. And of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic. oracle.com/strategic.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when your battery gets low. You start freaking out. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future in vehicles and in manufacturing plants too. In the years ahead, the materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or a battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyondzero. Toyota, let's go places.
So this next one I'm super interested in. Eric and I thought about this when we lived in our motorhome and we drove it around a bit more, but advertising space on your car. So this is a real thing. I am curious how many people actually are able to take advantage of it, but essentially you're renting out your car like a billboard. You're still driving it, but sites like Carvertise, Rapify, and Free Car Media would put advertisements on your car, either a full wrap or maybe a sticker of some sort, and you get paid monthly just for driving around. I mean, I would assume it's all the places that you would normally go. I don't know what kinds of specifics would come with that, if they want to know that you're driving a certain amount of miles so that it's getting in front of people. But it looks like they're paying between $100 to $400 a month, depending on what type of wrap they put on your car. So if you don't really care what the outside of your vehicle looks like, or the outside of your vehicle does not look good and you might need an upgrade with a wrap,
there you go.
Consider this and also report back, because I'm so interested.
Yes, I know. I think Joel Larsgaard, our very first guest on the show, way back in, I don't even know what episode, I think he tried it. So he might have something on their How to Money podcast about it.
Okay.
Another one I found really interesting and useful is photography gear. So sometimes if you're not a professional photographer, you might want to take some photos on vacation, but maybe you don't want to take all your equipment with you. Or maybe you are a professional and you just don't want to take your equipment with you somewhere. You can rent photography gear from a local. And so if you are a photographer and you have gear you're not using, you can make some money off of that. So sites like ShareGrid and KitSplit, those are 2 sites where you can post photography gear to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe rent to, so maybe for frugal Christmas photos, you don't want to hire a photographer, so you just get a friend. You rent a photography device, a camera, and take a picture with a nice camera. And that's how you do it.
That's amazing. This I am also interested in this even for my own use. Like there's some of these frugal ideas that would be good even in the vice versa. Like you can rent your clothes through a website called StyleLend or Rent My Wardrobe. This would most likely be for people who have nice wardrobes, but you can rent out your clothes, which makes me think, Rent the Runway, honestly, for me, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
I can go to Ross and get a cheaper dress that now I own and I can wear all the time. I get it that for if you're going to a really high-end event that you would try to spend a ton of money, but that's just not my style. I'm not going to those events. No one invites me because I go to the Dave Ramsey event and I eat all their snacks for my dinner. Anyhow.
But yeah, I'm sure what this would be a similar style. Like somebody on here would be having nice clothes, but not as expensive as Rent the Runway.
Right. And lastly, this one's sad to me, but I feel like it's worth stating so that we can even offer other options.
Yeah.
Number 20 is friendship. You can literally rent your friendship at rentafriend.com. It allows you to create a profile so people can hire you to be a friend. It is legal. It's strictly friends, platonic type interaction. Some people are claiming that they're making $2,000 a week if they're doing it full time. Honest to goodness, though, that's so sad to me. And be our friend. Be our frugal friend.
I did some research into this to check the validity. And I heard, obviously, there's a lot of horror stories. Just not horror, like dangerous, but just you spend time with people that can't make their own friends and you quickly understand why they're paying for friendship. Mm-hmm. But you also get people that are just new to the area and there aren't like friendship apps like there are dating apps. And if you're not interested in dating, maybe you don't want to be on one of those apps.
But the paying part is what's weird to me. Like, just go on Facebook free events and go meet people to pay.
But if you're an introvert, it's hard. Oh, that sounds horrible to me.
Yeah.
I would much rather pay for a guide around the city. That's what a lot of people use Rent-A-Friend for.
Yeah.
Is they will just a person to bring them to the really sweet spots in the new city.
Sure.
And they're not.
Yeah, I could see that.
They don't need to pay for friendship, but they want a one-on-one guide. Or they want to do something, but none of their friends want to do it. So, they go with somebody.
Yeah. So it'd almost be like what you would hope you get out of an Airbnb interaction if that's what you're looking for. But if you're not paying for an Airbnb, but you still want a local guide, sure, I'm not advocating for this one. I'm just saying that it's on this list.
Yeah. Try it out. I can't verify that you could make that much money, like $2,000 in a week.
I mean, and they're saying if you're doing it full time, and what's the chances of you finding this full time?
Right. Also, this isn't as passive as the other things because you're actually renting yourself.
Right.
So you might unless it's like somebody wants to go Christmas shopping with you and then you're already doing your Christmas shopping. So I don't know. You can make it work, but it is still, you run a greater risk renting yourself out than you do a room in your house.
Do you know what's not a risk?
Oh, I never feel risky when I do this.
The Bill of the Week.
Love the Bill of the Week.
Bring it on me. Give me that Bill of the Week,
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck Bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hey, Jen and Jill, this is Jenica, and my bill of the week is that my position was cut at a local school where I was teaching, but they continued to pay me for a few extra months as kind of a severance package. And with that money, I was able to pay off my car.
Wow. Way to make lemonade out of a lemon, Jenica.
Seriously.
I know what it's like to be laid off. It's not fun at all. Yeah. So you've got a great spirit about it.
And good for you for using your severance package that way. I mean, I don't know the full story, obviously, but it sounds like you were prepared enough to not have to put that package towards bills, as in just your monthly living expenses, but to actually move forward with some financial goals, which is so great in a tough time to be able to do that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes. And I love that your name is kind of like my name, but also the name that I most frequently get mixed up for, which is Jessica. So you're basically everything my name wants to be. So thank you, Jenica. If you have a bill of the week you want to share with us, please visit frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill and leave us your favorite bill, and we will listen to it and we will comment on it and tell you how much we love your names. Because most of the time, that's the first thing we comment on.
Usually, that is interesting.
This bill of the week is brought to you by Club BFF. We're coming at you again because we are so excited about this group. It is group challenges with the option to join a small accountability group that can be with you long term. So this is great for people who may not be great at making digital relationships over Instagram or Facebook, but want something that's a little bit more intentional and structured.
We've already guinea pigged this membership too. We just wrapped up our core values challenge and it was awesome. Our founding members have been so great, and you'll get to connect with them and with us even deeper and find more community here. So if challenges, community, accountability, learning more about yourself, spending, improving your habits sounds like something that could be beneficial to you, please join us. We'd love to see you in Club BFF.
Yes.
frugalfriendspodcast.com/BFF.
We'll see you in there.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when you need it. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future, in vehicles and in manufacturing plants too, in the years ahead. The materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you. A hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/Beyond Zero. Toyota, let's go places.
We're an Instacart family.
Oh my goodness, we saved so much time with same-day grocery delivery.
So we joined Instacart Plus.
And now we're saving more money.
We get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35,
5% credit back on pickup,
and a family account to shop together.
Did you know members save $460 a year when they order at least once a week?
I do now. See how much you'll save. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Average savings exclude membership fee. Individual savings may vary. Credit back excludes alcohol. Paid membership auto renews. Additional terms apply.
And now for the lightning round.
Oh, I knew you were going to do something different. Oh, I felt it in my bones. Felt it in my bones. It's like she's going to throw me for a loop.
That's so, yeah, it was a last minute decision.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Everybody like grabbed their knobs on their volume, like ready to turn it down.
And now they still have it turned down because you were so quiet.
Yes. Sometimes lightning hits you like a soft feather in the wind.
Never does that, but sometimes the sound is quiet.
Sometimes you only see it
in the
and
field.
You don't hear it.
Yes.
It's just a little flash that you almost miss. But
just like this segment, it's a flash, and then we're in, we're out, and we'll leave you with some good tips.
Yes, do it.
Today's lightning round is our personal favorite quick and easy side hustles. So we haven't tried most of the ones we just named off. We like them. They sound good, but we can't personally vouch for them. So these are the ones we can personally vouch for.
Yes. So one that I like is labor. So, of course, this would depend on how much time you have to determine what type of labor you can do. So, obviously, painting someone's whole house is going to take a lot more than an hour. But looking for the types of labor jobs that you could do that would be short, like possibly painting a piece of furniture. I mean, maybe if you can spread out your hours, right? If you've got 1 hour every day for a week, then yeah, certainly you could do some painting for somebody or redo a piece of furniture or even watch someone's kid real quick while they have to run out to the store, make a little bit of cash. You could, this is where you can get so creative with the type of labor. Make food for people. You know, okay, I've got a bunch of I've got lunches pretty much pre-made and try and sell it. Obviously, that'd have to be amongst friends because otherwise you need like an industrial kitchen. But
well, there are websites too where you can cook for people or assemble meals for people. You can find all of those on sidehustle.com where we were earlier in the show. And there's websites for labor too. You can go on TaskRabbit and find like hour-long tasks to do. There's a website for everything, y'all. Yep. The internet is a blessing and a curse. But it's mostly a blessing.
It all has some ups and downs.
Yeah.
What about you?
Airbnb is definitely my top.
Yes.
It has been the most lucrative for us with the least amount of energy. So really, I threw it up there and priced it low. Well, actually, I priced it low for like the first 3 stays. Airbnb will encourage you to do that and do it automatically for you if you want. But it was right before Christmas. So we just started at a busy time where everybody's looking for stays. We didn't really have to push it out there.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And we are not doing it much anymore. But really all it included was when somebody left, I'd clean the bathroom. I would clean the sheets, switch them out, and that was it. And I have to clean the rest of my house anyway. So it just motivated me to keep my house clean.
Helped you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Another one that I've done is plants. So again, this can vary in degree of amount of time that you put into it and how many you sell. But if you've got a little bit of property, certainly, especially in the summertime, you can grow little seedlings, sell the tiny little plants. Or if you've only got house plants, make some clippings off of growth, root them just by putting it in a little bit of water, waiting for some roots to start, shove it in some soil, put it in mugs, terracotta pots, whatever you find from the thrift store, and sell them either at the end of your driveway, just alongside the road, or online through Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or any of these places. People are constantly looking for house plants. You can sell them at decent prices, and certainly quantity will bring you more money, but it's not a super time consuming thing. It's like a minute here and there until you get the final product that you can sell.
Another one of my favorite ones while we were paying off debt was online data entry, and different from online surveys in that I got a subscription to FlexJobs, which is a job board, but it is a paid job board. And it was worth every penny. If you've heard of it and you're on the fence, I definitely recommend it. And then that's where I found data entry jobs that were legit.
Nice.
So Lionbridge was one that I worked with. Appen, they work with the AI, so you can like speak into the computer and record yourself, and it helps AI decipher what humans sound like. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, they don't take much time and they are truly flexible. So I did it an hour before I went to work in the mornings, made a little more than minimum wage, and maybe did it an hour when I got home at night.
Yeah.
And that was it. So
Wow.
yeah, really good for me at that time. Super mind numbing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be intellectually stimulated by this job.
Yeah.
But it does pay real money.
That's great. Yeah, especially if you've got a little bit of time to kill and you've got a computer, it could be a really great thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our tips.
Yeah, you don't need to do a lot of different jobs to make some money this holiday. And you don't need to do a lot of work marketing yourself because there are all of these websites that will market for you. And you'll just pay them a little extra to do that. And then once you're comfortable and you've built up your own clientele, go out on your own and make that 20% that you're kicking back to the website. You can make it yourself. So, but don't be afraid of starting with one of these websites.
I think that's the biggest thing about this topic of side hustles is, I've heard of that, but how do I do it? And so this offers you all of the websites where they might take a cut, but you don't have to find it all yourself, because usually that's where it falls flat of, I know that I could get paid to do such and such, but where do I go? How do I find it? And this kind of provides it all for you.
Yeah, sometimes working for a little less is worth more than trying to do it yourself and not getting any work. So you just have to decide where you are in your life and what your financial goals are and see if that is where you are. Otherwise, you can check out our other side hustle episode and check out those side hustles that might take a little more time.
Yeah. That's where you learn that podcasting makes on average $3 an hour.
Yes. If you heard us say that joke before, that is the episode it is from. We make $1.50 each.
Right. Because then you got to split it.
Right. Because that's the downside of having a co-host. Yes. You split everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have more friends. So
you do. You have more fun.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So good.
And we hope that you've gotten some tips from what we've talked about here with side hustles. And if you've got more tips for us on some side hustles that you've tried or some ways that you've been able to make a couple $100 with little amount of time investment, join us in our Frugal Friends community group on Facebook. We also hang out there and get some tips there.
Or share it with us in the Club BFF
because that's where we are.
We have an entire
often.
channel for side hustles. Yes. An entire channel with just people chronicling their side hustle journeys and what they're making with their side hustles. So that's really awesome.
So thank you all so much for listening. We want to thank you for your kind reviews on iTunes and Stitcher, like this one. It comes from Laura Zuro, 5 stars, titled Inspiring Podcast. Jen and Jill do a fabulous job of inspiring new ways to look at debt, budgeting, and embracing frugality. If you haven't checked it out yet, what are you waiting for? ? Exclamation mark. That's the end.
Yes.
Such a good review. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah. And I did not plan this, but Laura is actually a Club BFF member. When I pulled these, I did not know that. So thank you, Laura, for the kind review. That was before she became a member. We also want to thank our friends who share these episodes on social media so that when you share the latest episode and tag us on Instagram at Frugal Friends Podcast, we will enter you into our monthly drawing. For every 5 tags and reviews we get, we're giving away a copy of the original Frugal Friends workbook.
So keep leaving us reviews on iTunes or Stitcher and send us the screenshot to our email, frugalfriendspodcast@gmail.com. That's how you get entered into that drawing. And also don't forget to tag us on social.
See you next week.
Bye.
Or inside Club BFF.
Frugal Friends is produced by Eric Sirianni.
Jill, let's talk about some frequently asked questions about Club BFF.
Okay.
Are you ready? So what do you think, what's the time commitment? I'm already really busy. Am I going to have time to add another thing to my plate?
Ooh, such a good question. Such a spicy one, too. What I love about Club BFF is it can be as much or as little as you want it to be. And one of the things that I love about how you've even described it from the beginning is that our goal is to lessen the stress and what's on your plate rather than add to it. As in, it's not just one more thing to do, but it is a way of intentionally looking at our schedules, our lifestyles, our finances, so as to make them more enjoyable, minimal, simplistic, make it work for us. And so this is almost an exercise in how do I aim at well-being in that, not just tack on another to-do list. This is community, and I think so much of us are lacking that. And so when we're just able to engage in community to our levels of capacity, I really do think that you will find more benefit and not just a obligation.
Yeah, I think what makes it unique is that this is not a course or a collection of courses that are going to give you more to do, more to think about. This is a community based on action. This is a group based on action. So it is finding a small group and meeting with them weekly or bi-weekly and doing the challenges that have action steps. And so they are not telling you what to do, but they are giving you the opportunity, permission, and kind of excuse to like stop thinking, stop learning, and start doing to get closer to your goals.
Jen, how do the challenges work?
Yeah, so we look at challenges as kind of external motivation technique things that get you closer to finding your internal motivators, which are what sustains your journey long term. It's that, you can think of it as that deeper why. So every challenge we do is designed to develop some kind of internal motivator for you. And so our next challenge is the 45-day habit challenge, where we're really going to dissect one habit, one limiting habit, and replace it with a growth habit. Or maybe you just want to include one growth habit. You don't need to, take one out. We're just going to be really intentional for 45 days because the myth that it takes 21 days, you already know this, as we talked about on the show, is a lie. It's closer to 66. And so that seemed a little too long for us, but 45 felt like a good place to kind of work on one habit together. So now you have something you can talk about in your accountability group. You kind of have a structure or a framework going through the workbook that you will get for free as a member and going through that workbook with your group. We have a Discord channel, so that keeps you off of Facebook, off of social media. That's another big goal, is that we kind of limit our advertising intake as much as possible. And we are sharing ideas, takeaways, inspiration, all of that. And so you're kind of just inundated with positive growth, positive change triggers. So that's kind of how the challenge works.
I love that about the workbooks that we provide. It's not just paying for membership and access to this group. You actually get tangible digital products that you get to keep forever and work through. And a lot of these challenges, it's not just a once and done. They are things that you can do over and over again, year after year. So spend a year with us and change your life. Club BFF.
That is it. We cannot wait to see you in there. frugalfriendspodcast.com/BFF.
Land.com can help you find that little patch of ground to call your own and do all the hunting, fishing, and hanging out with the family you want. Just know that getting your own piece of land is something that can generate memories for generations, but also has the ability to generate income in both the near and long term. Like if you just want to start a rental business / family compound. Go to Land.com and check out the hundreds of thousands of rural listings from all across America. Enough dreaming about it. Land.com is a place to find and invest in your open space.
With the best all-inclusive vacation deals to Mexico and the Caribbean, booking your getaway with Cheap Caribbean Vacations means you have more freedom to do your deal. Whether you want to enjoy snorkeling, endless margaritas, and more, or simply soak up the sun and sand in a tropical paradise, Cheap Caribbean Vacations has your deal for that. Plan and book the exact getaway you want at exactly the right price for you by using our exclusive Budget Beach Finder, or find a featured all-inclusive package to Paradisus by Malia Hotels, and do your deal at cheapcaribbean.com.